Dallas, the city of dreams and shadows. Dallas, a city that glistens with modernity, wealth, and ambition. By day, its skyscrapers stand tall under the blazing Texas sun, their glass walls reflecting a city thriving with commerce, culture, and opportunity. By night, the city transforms into a dazzling constellation of lights, glowing like stars that never fade. It's a hub where big business thrives, where innovation flourishes, and where the American dream seems within reach for those bold enough to chase it. Dallas is a city that sells itself as a beacon of progress, a place where hard work and determination are rewarded. But beneath this polished image lies a stark reality that rarely makes it into glossy brochures or flashy news headlines. Behind the towering skyline and luxury neighborhoods, there is another Dallas, a Dallas where thousands of men, women, and even children struggle to survive each day without a place to call home. Underneath bridges, in dark alleyways, and on street corners, they live a reality so vastly different from the city's narrative of success that it feels like an entirely separate world. The homelessness crisis in Dallas is a painful paradox. How can a city so prosperous harbor such deep wounds? While Dallas thrives economically, thousands are left behind, struggling for the most basic human right, a safe and stable home. For some, Dallas represents opportunity. For others, it is a battlefield where daily survival is uncertain. This story isn't just about poverty or misfortune, it's about a crisis that challenges the moral core of one of America's most celebrated cities. It is about a city at a crossroads, where immense wealth exists alongside heartbreaking desperation. To truly understand this crisis, we must look past the shining surface and see Dallas for what it really is, a mirror reflecting both the promise and the failures of the American dream. The stark reality, numbers that tell a human story. Every year, the city of Dallas, in collaboration with humanitarian organizations, conducts a point-in-time count, a survey meant to capture a snapshot of its homeless population. The numbers are sobering. Estimates suggest that between 4,000 and 5,000 people in Dallas and its surrounding areas lack permanent housing. Of these, a significant portion lives in emergency shelters, but thousands more are forced to sleep in tents, underpasses, and abandoned buildings. Experts agree these numbers barely scratch the surface of the real crisis. Many homeless individuals avoid being counted, constantly moving to avoid law enforcement or violence, and some live temporarily with relatives or friends, making them invisible in official reports. What's even more heartbreaking is who makes up this population. More than 1/3 are classified as chronically homeless, meaning they've been without stable housing for extended periods, often years, and struggle with severe challenges like untreated mental illness, past trauma, or substance abuse. The crisis is not limited to single adult. Hundreds of families with children are also living without shelter. Many move from one overcrowded shelter to another, while some resort to living in their cars. And perhaps the most gut-wrenching statistic is that nearly 20% of Dallas's homeless population are military veterans, people who once wore the uniform to defend their country but are now left without a safe place to sleep. These statistics are more than numbers. Each digit represents a human being, a mother clutching her child as they search for safety, a father battling depression while sleeping under a bridge, a young man who came to Dallas hoping for a better future only to find himself trapped in homelessness. When we start to see these individuals not as a faceless population but as neighbors and community members, the scale of the crisis becomes impossible to ignore. A web of interconnected struggles. Homelessness in Dallas didn't appear out of nowhere. It is the result of decades of social, economic, and systemic failures woven together into a complex web that's hard to untangle. One of the leading causes is the affordable housing crisis. Dallas has seen skyrocketing rent prices in recent years. Apartments that once offered affordable options for low-income workers are now out of reach, while wages have failed to keep up with the rising cost of living. A single job loss, medical emergency, or unexpected bill can push families living paycheck to paycheck over the edge, resulting in eviction and homelessness. But housing costs are just the tip of the iceberg. Mental health challenges and addiction are deeply intertwined with homelessness. Many of Dallas's homeless residents suffer from untreated depression, PTSD, or other mental illnesses, often stemming from abuse or trauma. With few affordable healthcare options, many turn to drugs or alcohol as a coping mechanism, which only perpetuates the cycle. While Dallas boasts advanced healthcare facilities, they often remain out of reach for the city's most vulnerable due to high costs, overcrowded clinics, and social stigma. Unemployment and underemployment also play a key role. Even though Dallas is home to many job opportunities, low-wage workers often find it impossible to cover basic expenses. Imagine working full-time and still being unable to afford rent. For many, homelessness is not a reflection of laziness, but of an economy that leaves its most vulnerable workers behind. Shelters, though crucial, are not always a viable solution. Overcrowding, strict entry requirements, and rules prohibiting pets or separating families discourage many from seeking refuge in shelters. Then there's the social stigma. Society often sees homeless individuals as criminals or addicts, stripping them of their dignity and humanity. The truth is far more complicated. Many are victims of systemic failures, not moral failings. These include single mothers escaping abuse, veterans battling invisible wounds, and hardworking employees laid off without warning. Homelessness in Dallas is not a singular issue. It's an intersection of housing, healthcare, wages, and societal neglect, a vicious cycle that cannot be broken by temporary fixes alone. Life on the streets, Dallas's hidden community. As the morning sun rises over Dallas and commuters rush into gleaming office towers, another side of the city awakens. In shadowed corners, under noisy overpasses, and in rows of makeshift tents, people greet the day with exhaustion and fear. For them, life isn't measured in appointments and deadlines but in survival. A simple cup of clean water becomes a treasure, a warm meal a small miracle. In downtown Dallas, entire streets are lined with tents made from tarps, cardboard, and plastic bags. These encampments are more than shelters. They are symbols of resilience and community. Residents look after each other's belongings, share meals, and even laugh together to escape the harshness of their environment. But the dangers are constant. At night, temperatures plummet, and fear sets in. Many homeless individuals sleep in shifts, one person keeping watch while the other rests, because safety on the streets is never guaranteed. Each face in these camps carries a story. A veteran who returned from war with PTSD, unable to hold a job, lost his home and now sleeps under a bridge. A single mother moves from shelter to shelter with her young child, never able to find stability. A teenager fleeing domestic abuse seeks refuge in the city but finds herself homeless and vulnerable. Some carry faded photographs of loved ones as reminders of better days, while others spend their mornings applying for jobs they can't get because they lack a permanent address. This is Dallas's hidden world, where survival is a daily battle and dignity is a luxury. Yet even here, amidst struggle, there is solidarity. Communities form in the unlikeliest of places, reminding us that even those society forgets are capable of compassion and hope. Dallas has not ignored the homelessness crisis. In 2021, the city launched the Dallas Real-Time Rapid Rehousing Initiative, a large-scale program in partnership with Dallas County, federal agencies like HUD, and nonprofits. The strategy embraced the Housing First model, which emphasizes that securing stable housing is the first step toward rebuilding lives. Once housed, individuals can access mental health services, job training, and other support. In addition, Dallas expanded its rent voucher programs and invested in housing development specifically for chronically homeless individuals, including veterans and those with disabilities. These programs have successfully moved thousands off the streets. However, the challenges are immense. The supply of affordable housing remains far below demand, bureaucratic delays slow assistance, and each year new individuals fall into homelessness, often faster than programs can help them. Efforts to clear homeless encampments have also sparked controversy. City officials argue that dismantling camps is necessary for safety and cleanliness, but advocates claim these actions merely displace vulnerable people without addressing root causes. Dallas's response to homelessness reflects a city torn between compassion and control, ambition and harsh reality. The power of compassion, nonprofits and volunteers. While government initiatives struggle with scale and red tape, nonprofits and grassroots organizations have become lifelines for Dallas's homeless community. The Stew Pot, one of the city's most respected organizations, provides meals, clothing, job training, and support services to help people rebuild their lives. Our Calling, a faith-based nonprofit, goes beyond basic aid, meeting homeless individuals directly on the streets to build trust and guide them toward recovery. Local churches, community groups, and student organizations also play a crucial role. Volunteers hand out winter coats, hygiene kits, and meals. These small acts of kindness, like offering socks or a warm greeting, may seem insignificant but can restore dignity to someone who has been ignored for too long. Nonprofits often succeed where government programs fall short. They are nimble, compassionate, and deeply connected to the people they serve. Though their resources are limited, their commitment to humanity makes a tangible difference. Barriers to change, a complex challenge. Addressing homelessness in Dallas isn't as simple as building shelters or handing out aid. The challenges are deeply rooted. Funding is limited, and Dallas's rapid growth has made affordable housing scarce. Community resistance, known as NIMBYism, not in my backyard, often blocks projects aimed at helping the homeless. Homeowners fear that shelters or affordable housing developments will lower property values or increase crime, leading to stalled initiatives. The stigma around homelessness is another significant barrier. Many see it as a moral failing rather than a systemic issue. Without a societal shift in mindset, real progress is difficult. And then there's the cycle of poverty itself. Without a stable address, it's difficult to get a job. Without a job, it's impossible to afford housing. Without support, many remain trapped in this endless loop, moving between shelters and streets with no clear way out. Seeds of hope, new solutions emerging. Despite these challenges, innovation offers hope. Dallas is experimenting with tiny home communities, small, affordable homes designed to give long-term homeless individuals a private, secure place to live. These homes provide dignity and a foundation for rebuilding lives. Rapid rehousing programs, which place individuals in permanent housing first and provide wraparound services afterward, are also showing promising results. Partnerships between local businesses, nonprofits, and volunteers are gaining momentum. From job creation initiatives to emotional support programs, these collaborations prove that homelessness can be addressed when the community unites. A mirror to America. Dallas is a city of contrasts, a glittering economic powerhouse and a place where thousands sleep in tents and cars. Its homelessness crisis is not just a local issue, it reflects a national failure. In a country as wealthy as the United States, the fact that so many people lack basic shelter is a moral and social tragedy. Yet Dallas's story is not without hope. Innovative housing solutions, compassionate organizations, and a growing movement for change show that progress is possible. The question remains, will America rise to meet this challenge? Will Dallas become a symbol of resilience and reform, or will its homeless population remain silent witnesses to a dream that feels out of reach? The answer will shape not only the future of this city but also the moral character of the nation itself. Dallas is a city of dreams, but also of shadows. Behind every glittering skyscraper, someone is sleeping on a cold sidewalk, someone who once had a home, a family, and hope. This isn't just a Dallas story, it's America's reflection. A reminder that success means nothing if we leave thousands behind. But change is possible. One act of kindness, one home built, one life lifted, and we can rewrite this narrative together. Because a city's true greatness isn't in its skyline, it's in its heart. If this story moved you, don't just watch, be part of the change. Hit that like button, subscribe to Fair Ship, and share this story with the world. Because every voice deserves to be heard.